3 years into our agency, my mom, as I have our baby girl, our mom gets diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer and is given 6 months to live. All over again, Cody. I just watched my dad die, and now here I am celebrating my daughter's life, and 15 feet down the house, my mom is fighting to save hers. And this is why I was a part of a group, Cody, because I want to make sure that if it happened again, I was prepared. So guess what? My mom didn't have a lot of life, didn't have insurance. Thank God she had $150,000. But guess what? The time she got cancer, no more money. Now what? Now all of a sudden she doesn't have insurance, health insurance. She has cancer. You have to pay for chemo every 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks, $5,000. And what if I told you, because of this industry, I was able to do it? What if I told you I was able to buy my mom a lake house where my entire family was able to spend an entire summer with my mom, all the grandkids, everything, to give my mom the morning coffees, the morning hugs? Like, you can't get time back. And I realized it was the difference between time and value time. It was a difference between when I talk to people, I'm not trying to motivate you. I'm trying to empower you. You guys, if you knew what was in front of you, I don't care if you're in the health industry. I don't care if you're in the life insurance. Listen to me. You have access to something that will impact generations.
Welcome back to the CA Power Player Podcast. I'm your host, Cody Askins. Today, we have a special guest who is not only absolutely crushing it, but he would say, dude, I haven't always crushed it in life, man. And I've learned a lot, and I'm vulnerable, and I'm humble. I can tell you guys, you're going to absolutely love this cat. Okay. The Miller Agency with Symmetry Financial Group. He was a corporate guy for 19 years, started insurance March of 2015. First year, their team did $660K. Following, they did $4.2 million. Now, this past year in 2022, they did over $20 million in life insurance sales with over 800 writing agents. And he believes anybody can do the exact same thing. Please welcome to the YouTube channel and the podcast, Mr. Ryan Miller.
Oh, thanks, Cody. God, I appreciate you so much.
Dude,
you and Laura have always been such an inspiration, and I see it all the time. And in fact, you're part of the reason why I had to step out of my comfort zone. This is all new for me, Cody. Not used to social media and that process stuff, but I'm telling you what, I realize I need to keep growing, man. So you guys keep fighting the good stuff because I love it. Thanks,
buddy. Well, dude, I can tell you this, man. Like, you're someone that is really values relationships, and when you want something and you're excited about something or you want to do something, like, you go all in, and you're the guy that's just like, man, I want to help a bunch of people. You talked about the conference at Symmetry and impact and like all the things that you're seeing, and the impact that you're making and that you're seeing maybe making others' lives, and it's made in your life and 800 other lives, and you're seeing 5,000 people at the conference and all this stuff. It's really cool.
Listen, my dad was way back when, I guess this is before contracts, when handshakes actually meant something.
Yeah.
I think we forget that we're in a human interaction business. This is about engagement. Mm-hmm. And you can have all the process, and I believe there's so many good processes out there, but the relationships is what glues everything together. So I'm just excited to share, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Dude, I love it. One of the things I want to start with too, that I think is really cool, is you are wearing the shirt you're wearing for a reason. And I would love for you to show it off.
Right. I'm sure everyone's like, who is this dude? I know. See that? It says I've tried. I know there's probably somebody on here probably feels that way. So listen, every single day, my daughter, my 4.5-year-old, gets to pick out my shirt, Cody.
That's awesome.
Now, I don't want to tell you what she picked out. Listen, thank goodness this interview is today, not yesterday, because I have a princess shirt. Because my brother Carl sent me a pink princess with princesses everywhere. And my daughter comes running down. She's like, wear this. Well, what's so cool about this is, like, this is about not really what people think and feel about you, but you get to live out the things that are most important to you. And my daughter is one of the most important things to me. And the fact that she gets to pick out daddy's shirt, and by the way, I'm never working, I'm helping people. It's funny. Just that tone. When I'm outside and I'm actually helping people, she goes, is daddy helping people? Now, changing that, Cody, going from you're working, your daddy's working or mommy's working to mommy and daddy are helping people. Just by saying that, I'm trying to make it, listen, this is about engagement, impact, and ripple. And this is not just the impact for today, the ripple for years to come. And I want to give those kind of things to my daughter. I want to be the best dad I can be. And by the way, that lives in all these shirts. So if you don't like the shirt, I'm sorry, but my daughter calls me daddy, and that's the only name that I'm okay with. Right?
That's
and
right.
so it's so cool. Yeah, I love it.
Dude, I love it too, man. So talk about like, I mean, who is Ryan Miller, man? As you look back over your life and we share your story today and we pull some nuggets of value from what you've accomplished to help people today, as your daughter likes to say. Corporate guy for 19 years. How does someone that's in corporate America for 19 years go to making, 7 figures pretty easily in the life insurance business,
Yeah, that's a kind of weird for you to say, because I never imagined myself actually being in this point, but now I'm definitely dreaming a lot bigger now, because that guy back then, I literally was sleepwalking through life. Has anyone felt like that? Like a career where you just are doing the same thing and you don't even realize how bad it is until something actually jolts you. And for me, being a family guy, I've always worked with my entire family. We moved around every 2 years of our life. That's where we worked. We were like troubleshooters, and our corporate, they would hire us. We would help the franchise up. And then we decided to own one. I thought being a self-employed person actually meant good, but self-employed actually meant self-imprisonment for me on a 30,000 square foot brick and mortar building where I had 16. And you know what? I was working so much that the jolt was when my dad went to visit my brother, originally from Yonkers in Queens, New York, my mom and my dad. And my dad was coming in and tripped and fell. The next message my brother sent me is, hey, Dad fell. The next one after that was, you need to get here right now. Now, I don't know if any of you have had that call. You know the call I'm talking. I know we're in this business. We probably hear a lot of this. But it was in my family. My brother said, get here right now. And 8 days later, I'm sitting on the foot of my dad's hospital bed, watching my mom rub my dad's forehead, talking about what kind of amazing husband he's been, what kind of amazing father he's been. And I literally watched my dad take his last breath.
Dang.
Cody, at the funeral, watching my brothers pour dirt on my dad's casket, how about every time they scooped that dirt, I was thinking about regret. How come I didn't answer my dad's phone calls? How come maybe that last year in life when I was pushing so hard in corporate America, chasing the wrong kind of money in the wrong kind of environment, why didn't I choose to do the right thing? Not the most valuable thing at the moment, because my mind was too focused on the things that were materialistic that really didn't mean in the end anything. I took everything away. Then I decided at that funeral I was done. I was willing to close and I did a 19-year career path, closed it, done. Closed the franchise, moved back to Arizona.
Wow.
My wife found an accidental death policy in a garbage bag. Now, my parents were old school New Yorkers, didn't have any kind of, I say they weren't prepared. There was no insurances. My mom had $500 to her name. Cars were in my dad's name. My mom didn't even have a place to live. After my dad's death, she was moving around every few months to a different brother's house, and we're deciding how much money to give to my mom. And I've decided that I am not staying in the same career path, because I will not ever be in that position again, ever. And then I'm back at home, living on savings, had $100,000 in debt, $26 to my name, every credit card maxed out, because the money wasn't worth it. Because I can't get that time back. Regret, it's usually a past tense emotion that we can't change the event that happened, but we can rewrite what the next chapter is going to be. And I said that the next step I'm going to be is going to be closer to what I want, which is more family relationships and things that I care about the most. And then I saw an ad from Symmetry Financial Group that said going out and protecting families and helping families. Now, my upline, person I reached out to, who hired me, he didn't know what I went through. But I went through my first conference and I left there and I said, you know what? This is the type of company and the right type of people around me that when life was going to happen again.
Yeah.
And by the way, who I was, buddy, is not who I am. And thank goodness, because I think, Cody, probably you too, right? You reflect to who we were. Man, I will tell you, I did not like that former self. When you take a snapshot, listen, managing and running and building an insurance agency is two different things, because you go from W-2 to voluntary. Guess what? People don't have to be with you. And my dad said, you treat everyone with respect and you put your head down and, look up in a few years, you're going to have an army of people with you. And that's honestly, that's what happened to me. And it was all through a lot of mess. Cause I think a lot of people think it's, Care Bears and rainbows and all that kind of stuff and this. And you're right. You can make it this good, but that's a mindset thing. Like to me, going back through this scenario again, anything that you would have handed me was going to be better, including challenges, than me rolling through that same experience with my mom. It was not going to happen. Not on my watch.
Gosh. So then you made the decision, right? Okay, I'm gonna leave this thing like immediately. I'm gonna change. I don't want to be in this anymore, and I want to be able to write the next chapter. And then what did the keep it going? What did the next chapter look like for you?
All right, ready? It was the ego chapter. You ready? It was this so bad. Well, you think you know what you're doing until you have that one moment. And so my first moment was my first appointment. This is then when you drive into people's houses. Right now we can do virtual and so much cooler. But when I was driving to my first house 3 hours away, Cody, I get to the house. There's a bottle of water with a note that says, "Hey, listen, we changed our mind. Thank you so much." All right. Can you imagine just for a moment the conversation I had with the person that hired me? Who I was at the time, Cody. What kind of show are you running here? And I gave them everything that I thought was wrong because I've done marketing. I've done sales. What the heck? And this and that. And then he said one thing to me. And then this is when I knew I didn't know what I was doing. You just know that you just don't know.
Yeah.
And he goes, why would you drive 3 hours anywhere and only have one appointment? And it was one of those things where I literally sat there and I go, you know what? I really don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know what I'm doing. And you know what? If you're new on here and you're in any kind of industry, listen, especially you are in the best industry ever. Okay. I'll just say point blank, insurance, healthcare. You are in a good spot. Yeah. But by not letting people know, by not having humility, not having some vulnerability, and not realizing you got to turn your light switch on, that was for me. And that happens with experience and going through the tough times. It's not adversity, it's an opportunity. Growing through this stuff, you're going to see that there's a much bigger thing out there. Listen, if gifts are wrapped by problems, I realize bring me the biggest problems you got. Because that first year was all that. It was struggle. But you know what? We're going to have scars of victory or scars of defeat. Either way, it's going to be a scar. How you choose to look at that as a failure lesson, that is your mindset. That's you.
Yeah, it is.
And so I had to grow through all this. I had to grow to learn how to do production. I had to grow to understand balancing production and building a team. And actually not burn relationships because we get so caught up on our goals, Cody. We forget that Cody, I don't want to be Cody. There's one Cody. I'm cool with it. Listen, there's one Ryan Miller. And I know you and Lauren have this passion about allowing people to become their best version of them. And listen, if that's $2,000 a month and you're a 73-year-old that you're on my team and you get to spend it with your grandkids and that's important to you, good, because Cody and Lauren are happy for you too.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot bigger play in that first year, man. I mean, it was so much I learned in the first year, but it was because I engaged, Cody, because engagement is actually a two-way street. You got to be willing to engage, but you got to be willing to receive engagement from others too.
Yeah, that's good. I would say that that's one of the things I probably struggled with the most early on was like, the relationship piece. Like I was so caught up in running that, I still every now and then I'm like, man, I haven't checked on that person in a few months. What am I doing? Yeah.
So okay, you ready? This is going to blow your mind. Ready? We get so focused on elite people. We get focused on the people that are doing the right things. I agree with all that. But when most people come in, they're W-2 people who've never owned a business in their life. And maybe they don't have clarity and vision. And maybe, Cody, they don't even have that purpose yet. And our job is to have people stick around long enough so they can catch what we're laying down, so they can clear up their vision. And here's the thing. I'll give you a crazy statistic and something maybe you even want to check out. You ready? Most people haven't done this. So on a $2 million in premium we wrote a few months ago, $1 million of that premium was written by 38 agents that wrote over $15,000 in premium.
1 million. Half
1 million.
of it was written by 38 agents, and you have over 800.
Okay, now you ready? Now think about it. This one particular month, the other 351 writers in that particular month made up the other 1 million that wrote under 15,000. And here's the point I want everyone to understand. Your approach, people's approach, where do you think, if I had to think about challenges, do you think my challenges are coming from the 38? Like, Cody, people that write $100,000 a month, how many challenges do you think those people have? Like, yeah, it's a different, they're going, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because we don't have platforms in our agencies that allow people to grow at the pace that they need to grow at, not what Ryan Miller thinks they should grow at.
Mm-hmm.
But coming up with an event that allows you to actually build an agency that can actually handle not only the lead, but the people that need that environment where emotionally that was a concern, right? If I bring all these people on, I don't have the rental space, emotional EQ to give to everyone. And what I'm telling everyone on this call is you can learn that you can, just like you can learn leadership. You can actually build out an environment that realize, believe it or not, every single application is important. That $600 accidental death policy changed my family's life.
Yeah, it did.
So it's just some interesting stuff and how people look at like building agencies and approaches and this stuff. And I learned that, listen, there's actually a way that you can literally, we talk about all this all the time, you can go fast by yourself, but you can only go the distance when we run together. See, I am not interested, Cody, seriously, about being a foundation for people to walk on. I believe that we could be so strong that we're actually able to be built upon. Not walked upon, be strong enough to be built upon. And that has to do with that ironclad mindset. You gotta grow yourself. In that first year, it was so humbling to realize that I am nowhere where I want to be. Like, it literally woke me up, Cody. And you know what's crazy? What the most growth happened when you started helping other people try to achieve a success, right? Like, you want to empower and you go, oh my God, leading yourself is different than leading others and is different than leading leaders. And you know what? Every single person in my mind is living in a box right now. And here's the thing. If you're in the box, the label is on the outside of the box. Cody, how can you read the label when you're in the box? You need somebody else to give you perspective. That's why you do 8%. That's why you come a collective idea. That's why I can walk away from 8% going, hey, listen, I thought my foundation was pretty good. And he was like, no, there's a little crack over here. Oh, and it is, you don't know. And the minute you think you've arrived, you're either, like John Maxwell talks about, you're growing or you're dying.
Amen.
And I'm telling you, I get revved up, Cody, because yes, I don't drink coffee. This is my natural energetic state. Like, I believe everyone, I don't care what industry, like, I don't care if it's in the health, I don't care if it's in life. I believe there's process in good groups. Like, to me, you need to have something to stand on, Cody, because here's the thing. If I wasn't part of something, I feel like I'd be drowning out there. You got to have something to grab a hold of when you're sitting here floating down the river of life. How about you listen to people? Stop proving your way right and try to prove the person that you're mentoring with their system wrong.
That's good. I like that you finished with that too, because there's so many people that I get questions daily about like trying new stuff or changing it up. And it's like they're with certain companies, they have certain mentors or uplines. And they said to do this, but I'm thinking about doing this. I'm like, okay, how well are they doing? And how well are you doing? You know? And then it's like, so many people want to reinvent the wheel. Were you like that at all early on?
Oh, listen, I'm going to tell you, ready? In that first week, I'm like, no, dude, my background, marketing, I got this, marketing, sales. So I went from like, I was helping people like $5,000 to $7,000 type tickets to all of a sudden this is like $85 and I couldn't help anybody. I couldn't help anybody, Cody. I would be the guy going hungry in a grocery store. Like I would be it was hard for me.
Did you think it was going to be easy?
And here's what I think. I think that if you're being yourself, people know if you're being weird. I think that you got to realize if you're licensed in a profession, you got to know that you know more than 99% of the people you're sitting with. I'm not talking about because they're in a bigger house or maybe you can afford that payment. Remember, absence of value, price doesn't matter. I don't care if it's $5 or $500. Everything's going to be too much. And the thing about it, that includes that includes this career path or opportunities. We get so closed-minded, Cody, that we're so busy. And here's what I always ask people, Cody, if you're asking what I do, I say, yeah, let me know how that turns out. And here's the thing, I said, good luck. But here's the thing, I can't help fix something because I'm only doing what I was taught. I am doing what other millionaires and people that have built huge agencies and impact what they did. I am not trying to reinvent. What I'm trying to do is they tell me that I got to have all these hours and making mistakes and going through this process. Like they're telling me to do this. I'm not questioning why. I'm just saying, here's what I tell my people. How about you do what I'm asking and then come back and say, what's next? Because the only limitation you have is you. That's your only limitation. I mean, it's crazy, the reinventing thing. And did I do that? Yes, I thought I could do it better. And here's what I realized. My bank account told me I didn't know what I was talking about. My bank account says, oh yeah, all this theory meant nothing. Studying and process, let me go create websites. At the end of the day, what you're trying to hit on all this stuff is take this stuff and apply it. It's in the habits. The results, people get so emotionally caught up on the results. It's not the result, it's the habits that create the result.
Yeah. Amen to that. Yes.
About this. It's just, people just need to run like somebody's chasing you, because this business has done so much, Cody. Like, now here's the thing, right? Because I know this is crazy, and this is important because it represents me, right? Yeah. So did life happen again? It did. 3 years into our agency, my mom, as I have our baby girl, our mom gets diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer and is given 6 months to live. All over again, Cody. I just watched my dad die, and now here I am celebrating my daughter's life, and 15 feet down the house, my mom is fighting to save hers. You know the difference? I'm not going to sit here and tell you, how hospice was, Cody, because I don't wish that on anyone, but I'm going to tell you how my mom lived for 3 years, not how she was supposed to die in 6 months. I was not going to let that happen. And this is why I was a part of a group, Cody, because I want to make sure that if it happened again, I was prepared. So guess what? My mom didn't have a lot of life, didn't have insurance. Thank God she had $150,000, but guess what? The time she got cancer, no more money. Now what? Now all of a sudden she doesn't have insurance, health insurance. She has cancer. You have to pay for chemo every 3 weeks, $5,000. And what if I told you, because of this industry, I was able to do it? What if I told you I was able to buy my mom a lake house where my entire family was able to spend an entire summer with my mom, all the grandkids, everything, to give my mom the morning coffees, the morning hugs? Like, you can't get time back. And I realized it was the difference between time and value time. It was a difference between, when I talk to people, I'm not trying to motivate you. I'm trying to empower you. You guys, if you knew what was in front of you, I don't care if you're in the health industry, I don't care if you're in the life insurance, listen to me. You have access to something that will impact generations. And if you knew, Cody, 2 years from now, what kind of financial problem can you handle? Is it a chargeback problem? Is it a relationship problem? What if it is a cancer problem? What if we knew that was going to happen, Cody? I believe everyone would approach life today like it was the last day.
Amen.
I mean, but Cody, why don't we do that? You know why? Is because we don't have enough self-worth, and we have self-awareness that we can actually do this, because we're not around people that believe they can. And the first thing we need to do is know that not only are you worth it, you are an answer to somebody's problem, but you need to be around people that you want to be around, that you want to be like. I don't want to be broke. If I'm going to choose a pain, it's not going to be broke pain. Yeah. It's going to be about how many people can I impact pain.
Yes.
That's where I want to live my life. That's why, Cody, I just keep going. I keep giving it back like you do, Cody. You don't have to. You and Lauren don't have to. But you stand on something that means a lot more than a policy. It means a lot more to you two. I saw it.
Yeah.
But if people understood it, Cody, if people understood where your hearts were that I saw, see, I want to be around as many people like you as I possibly can.
Right back at you. Yeah, right back at you. Appreciate that. When did it click for you? Because I feel like, man, obviously it's clicked. You guys are watching this. You're gonna be like, man, dude, this cat is like fired up. He's energetic, and I love it. And he's helping us. And it's like, but a lot of agents, like it takes a second to click.
Yeah.
You know, for them to really catch the bug, so to speak.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about that first 6 weeks, because I find this crazy. You ready? So people think, like, if this is what the opportunity, and you know what's that, like, if you know where you're going, then all this other it becomes small stuff. Like, by the way, the first 6 weeks, here's what it feels like, guys. I don't know if it's life insurance or health, but here's what I feel like. I felt like you buy leads, you make a bunch of calls. I book absolutely no one because I suck at the phone. Then I buy leads, I make calls, I book appointments. Cody, no one shows. Then I buy leads, I book appointments, they show. Guess what? Don't help them. Then I buy leads, they book appointments, they show, I help them. Wrong application. I screwed up, ruined it, my fault. Then I buy some leads, I book some appointments, here's the thing. You're not going to escape the progression. And here's where most agents fail. Most agents fail because they don't go through enough of it. Here's the thing. They don't go through enough of it consistent enough to get good. You're going to be bad. I am not impressed with somebody that comes out, knocks out the first week, Cody, because guess what? The minute a challenge walks up to that person, they fold like a tortilla. They crumble. I care more about somebody that sits there and dials $1,000 because they care about the people they're trying to reach, because they care about the product. They care what this is going to do for them. And they take it, the hits, and they get back on the phone the next week and they show people that it's not about the win. It's about what you did during the tough time. It's that as a leader. Amen. And so if you're going through that first 6 weeks, Cody, because they talk about the light bulb. Here's the thing. Here's what you guys got to understand. Actually, darkness does not kill the light. It actually defines it. The whole point on this whole thing is that you want to make a mess. Here's an example. Agents will sit there and book, and they'll go, hey, Cody, by Thursday, Friday, not a lot of good shows. All right, Cody, mindset. I'll start again next week. Wrong. Listen, how about we knock out what we need to in the first 3 days? And I am not going to be the product of getting behind my week. I'm going to be on top of it. So on Wednesday, when I don't have my shows, I had a bad batch of shows. I had a bad batch of leads. The moon turned the wrong way. I don't care what your excuse was, but on Wednesday, you can sit there and go, you know what? Now I have an action step because I am not going to get behind the week because I got goals. I'm going to buy new leads. I'm going to get back on the phone. I'm going to make another contact. There's only 2 boxes to fill when you're building a business. You got your production box and you got your recruiting box. And nothing else should fit in that box. And that includes excuses, right?
Correct.
I mean, so you want to talk about how you turn the light on? Here's how you turn the light on. If you never engage, guys, listen, this business is like a fire. It really is. If you're in a cold area and you're by a bonfire, when you step away, what happens to you? Get cold. That's a choice. So if you want to know where I'm by other people in my industry. I'm connected and engaged with everything and everybody that can help me. Not because I'm looking at what I didn't like. I'm going to find the positive. I'm going to find the growth. And see, just like I don't get behind in my week, I don't allow myself to get cold. If you're alone in this industry, that's because you're choosing to be alone. Yes. If you want to turn the light switch on, how about you go close to the fire where it's light and warm and cozy and have yourself a s'more sandwich? I'm telling you, Cody, it's crazy to me. It's nuts that people do it. If you want to turn the light on, you got to be around people that can help you flip the switch because you're trying to go to a spot you've never been. And then you're not showing yourself grace because you don't know how to get to where you've never been. Duh. You don't know how to get there. Correct. So how about we follow the leader? How about we follow the industry leaders? How about that?
So good. Gosh dang, dude. You guys are listening. I'm telling you, you guys are going to have to literally re-listen to this 100 times. Like there's so many massive gold nuggets hidden throughout this thing. Like it's so freaking strong, Ryan. This is so good, bro. I'm serious.
Because you talk about listen, Cody, it's so true. Even if you change your actions on this call, even if you listen to what I'm saying, you know what, Cody, maybe I need to do things differently. if you don't change your thought process before you get to that different action, you are still going to fail.
Yeah.
You're going to fail, Cody, how many times, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, just because I feel like a million. Listen, Cody, I don't care if you sell better on Zoom with one purple shoe and one brown. You feel better. When you feel better, you do better.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Why can't we just break it down so simply that I want to be happy with what I'm doing?
Yes.
And if you can't find joy, that's why you'll never really work a day in your life when you love what you do. Cody, I know you love what you do. I think everybody sees it. And you know what? Here's the thing, Cody. So do I. But you know where I'm bringing my humbled butt right to the table right now is the last 7 years, I have never done this. I have never been so big on social media and trying to get my message out, not for me, but for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because listen, at the end of the day, when it comes down to the end, Cody, when we're sitting on our deathbed at the end of the day, don't we want to know that our life actually mattered? Like, don't you, at the end of the day, forget the cars, forget all that crap. Don't you want to know that your life mattered, that you made an impact? And if you knew that's what it was, then everything else you're talking about, Cody, should be easy. But growth is not easy. People don't like challenges. They worry about that. And here's the thing. I'm okay with it. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be, again, this is just real talk. At the end of the day, I want people around me that are not going to just watch by 6, but I'm not leaving a man behind.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, we got to do this together because we're stronger to deal with adversity that way. But listen, somebody's going to have ups, somebody's going to have downs. And if you're on this call and you're building a team, it's about building leadership. Listen, when leadership, now there's a difference between addition and multiplication. I'm not adding premium. I don't care. I want to multiply impact. I don't want to help the max I can do by myself. 20 applications, 25 No, I want to do thousands of applications. How can I do that selfishly? How can I guess what, Cody? I need you. I need the people on this call. I need every association I got. I need to make sure that when I look at my bank account, which, by the way, if you look at anyone's bank account, I can tell who your 5 associations are and the books that you're reading. I know.
Yeah.
And guess where it all starts? Cody, we bring the self-sabotage back home. Ready? Here's another nugget. Mm-hmm. How many of us go home and you bring your bad day in home? Let me tell you something. Your spouses, no one wants to see you in pain. Your spouse is not going to go. You could go the spouse is going to go, you poor thing. Don't do it, honey. Go quit. Go do something else because the spouse is going to support you. But your spouse should support you in the fact that they understand what you're fighting for, that they understand that you need to get back at. So listen, this will change. Big nugget for everyone on this call. If you have a bad day, I really want you, when you go home, when you walk in that door, I walk around where my office is, not straight in the house. I walk around that because I reset myself and I walk in. I'm smiling to my daughter first thing. And they ask how my day was. It was amazing. And I'm finding every positive thing, whether there's an impact, a recruit, a new process, a new technology, and I'm going to let my wife and my family feel that. You know why? Because the negative, I can't deposit that. That is a withdrawal. A negative is a withdrawal. So you want to see some massive changes in your house. Listen, when you get the house backing you up, now what? Now when things are good, it's when things are bad. So that's just a major switch.
Big.
I had to learn that stuff, Cody. Like,
big.
I do that.
Yes, that's big, man. That's so good. Yes, so good. Gosh dang. Man, if Ryan, I could talk to you for days. Like, this is so good. I feel like we could like hang out for about 8 hours, 12 hours. A bunch of people are going to listen to this. It's going to be like, you know, what you guys just did went for 16 hours, a full day, 24 hours straight. If they want to like reach out and learn more and connect with you in some capacity, you know, in any way, where should we send them and what should they do?
Well, I'd say I feel like the social media is the best around. I don't know why. Listen, but this is new for me, Cody. You're asking me a question like, hey, the first thing I'm thinking is like, well, hey, I'll give everyone my email. But hey, listen, go online. Look up the Ryan Miller Agency. You can go right online. You'll look us up that way. And here's the thing, Cody. Here's what I want to do, because this is how much of an impact you made on me. Okay.
Thanks, man.
I'm going to throw this out here. You ready? This is how I'm out making an impact. Cody, I believe that if you could help absolutely everybody, you would. So here's what I want to do. Okay. I know I'm weird like this, so I'm about impact. Here's the thing. When people reach out, here's what I want, Cody. I want people that are listening. If they're sitting here listening to this, if I want to know what somebody's willing to sacrifice, because here's the other thing, guys. The thing that you want is the very thing you have to sacrifice in the beginning. If you want time, you got to invest time. Mm-hmm. If you want money, you got to invest money. The very thing you want is the very thing you need to invest in the beginning. Yeah. But if you're listening to this, if you think 8%, if you think that Cody can make a difference for you, here's what I want. What I want to do, Cody, is I want to grant somebody a wish. Cody, what I want to do is I want people to email you on somebody that they want to impact that's closest to them. That means not them, because this is about deposits before withdrawals, making an impact outside of yourself.
That's good.
And I want stories sent to Cody on somebody because of applying that. This is what you're willing to do. This is what you're willing to sacrifice. How hard? Because Cody, we're going to get like the top 10 or top 5, and then you're going to pick one. And then I'm going to support them we're going to grant that person that they know their wish of $1,000.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to make that. But guess what? This is about engagement, impact, ripple. And it starts with not just helping yourself. You got it. The biggest thing I learned is that the more people you help, the more love and compassion. The minute, guys, that you stop allowing pain, don't want rejection, you're going to get that stuff 10 times. It's coming. Don't think of pink elephants. Guess what's going to happen? Listen to me. You want everything. You want the negative. You want the lessons. And guess what you want? That also comes the financial windfalls. That also comes the amazing relationships. So what I want to see, Cody, is what people are willing to sacrifice to do amazing things and impact. But I want to know, outside of what they're willing to sacrifice, if they had an option to gift somebody that was in need. I want to hear what that story is, because I think, Cody, you and I have heard thousands of stories like this. Mm-hmm. But Cody, the one thing I needed somebody to give a shot. I needed somebody to give me a shot. I needed somebody to help that damn wheel turn when it felt like it was not turning ever. So I want to impact somebody that I don't need. I want to impact somebody that's not even going to reach out to me. I want to impact somebody that has no connection to me whatsoever, that is important to you, because there needs to be something where there's no financial connection, and it's really about helping the person, not because I want something from them, because I want to give something to them. I want to help. I want to go from motivation to empowerment. That's where I'm at. So outside of online, you can reach me on my email, timetoplan@gmail.com. And then my cell phone number, 602-300-2343.
Whoa.
And I'm willing to give it out. You know why I'm willing to give it out?
Dude, you're about to get a bunch of text messages. You
know why? But you know why? You know why I want to do it, Cody? Because you're teaching me I can't hide. Everyone has a story. Everyone has an ability to impact another life. And the fact of the matter is, when you're thinking that you need something in here to grow, that I want to let you know we all can do 1,000,000 times more in this world. We can. And you can leave a legacy of impact if you choose to. And we got to stop thinking small and start thinking big.
Amen. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Miller. Dude, you're a beast. Your time is so freaking valuable, and I appreciate you gifting and sharing with us today. You're amazing. Seriously.
I appreciate you too, man. Thank you so much.
Dude, phenomenal freaking job. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this thing, let us know in comments below if you enjoyed Ryan Miller. Blow his phone up with text messages about his energy today. He means the world to me. And man, the fact that he's getting involved and sharing his message with you, wants to help people, is truly amazing. Thanks for listening to Power Player Podcast. Show us some love. Go follow Ryan Miller. And I can promise you the next interview will be as good as this one, man, or they'll have as much energy. But either way, we'll bring it anyway, and we'll see you on the next one. Adios.
Take care, everybody.
Thanks, Ryan.
Hey, if you enjoyed this, I got another one you're going to love. It's right there. Click on it. See you in there.
I'm so excited for today's CA Power Player Podcast. I'm your host, Cody Askins. We got a special guest. He is back on the channel. talking about how to sell life insurance from home. Here's what I love about this person. Okay, I'm telling you, this will be one of the best.